Today on the net, the web echoes a new wave of violence gripping Egypt. Greenpeace launches Artivism campaign in New Zealand. And Google creates a video retrospective of 2011. Soldiers deployed to clear protesters from Place Tahrir in the Egyptian capital. This video, filmed and diffused online on Saturday by Tom Dale, an independent journalist, illustrates a particularly electric climate currently felt in Cairo. Images in which we see law enforcers setting fire to tents and other barricades set up by demonstrators, and even brutally attacking some of them. A new wave of violence which has appeared as some Egyptians remain mobilized to contest the army's hold on power since the fall of Hosni Mubarak. Many people went online to denounce the actions of the military and the repression they exert over protesters. Several videos have appeared on share sites bearing witness to the violence perpetrated in recent days by law enforcers, who are thought to have opened fire on crowds this weekend, as shown by this amateur video, in which we see protesters fleeing with bullets flying past them. But it is this video, filmed on Saturday, which is generating the most emotion on the Egyptian web. Images widely broadcast online showing a dozen soldiers beating a woman in the street, an act quickly denounced by many social network users who were surprised by the use of such violence. Faced with this influx of amateur videos criticizing the military's actions, the army decided to react by posting this video online. Images which cannot be easily authenticated, showing men vandalizing and looting official buildings, and which attempts to justify the use of force according to authorities. Using fuel oil from the Rena container ship which ran aground close to the New Zealand coast last October, and the bodies of birds, victims of the worst ecological disaster in the country's history, to create posters. This is the original idea hatched by Greenpeace to urge net users to rally against the local government's decision to authorise deepwater drilling, an Artivism campaign which has found significant online support. The Environmental Defence Organisation has diffused several videos on its site presenting the initiative. A poignant video recounting the major damage caused by the Rena foundering, and which recalls, using an example of the Gulf of Mexico oil slick which occurred following the explosion of the Deepwater Horizon platform, that deepwater drilling represents an even more significant danger for local flora and fauna. Greenpeace also created this petition, available on its site, to encourage Prime Minister John Key to abandon deepwater drilling, a request supported by many net users, as the petition has already gathered more than 107,000 signatures in just a few days. And mobilisation can also be seen on social networks, where users urge New Zealand authorities to backtrack. The key words "ghost birds" and "oil spill" are widely repeated online to applaud the campaign led by Greenpeace and to denounce the dangers represented by deepwater drilling for the local environment. Discover the extent of the damage caused by the terrible earthquake and tsunami which struck Japan on March the 11th. This is what is offered by the site Memories of the Future, recently launched by Google. Many panoramic shots have been compiled to give net users a more precise idea of what was experienced by the Japanese people. Google also presents pictures taken prior to the catastrophe, so that in one click users can understand the extent of damage in the country. Twitter and the US Library of Congress announced last week that they had reached an agreement to allow billions of messages published by net users on the microblogging site to be archived. Private messages and locked accounts will not be affected, as only public messages will be archived in the world's largest library. However, the Library of Congress must wait 6 months following message publication before archiving, and must only use messages internally and never commercially. A video retrospective of all the events which marked the year 2011, from the most serious to the most neutral. This offer is made by Google in this video, looking back in particular at the Arab Spring, the US Occupy movement, Kate and William's wedding, and the death of Steve Jobs. A particularly successful condensed video of all of 2011's news.